Hi, and welcome to If I Was a Smarter, Better Person, I'd present you with a logical paradox and something thought-provoking to start off this session. But instead, all I have is in 5D.
5D.
See what I did? It's the same thing, but it's not the same thing.
Sort of. I'm surprised you can say paradox.
Your mom's
Pair
a
of socks?
paradox. A temporal pair of socks. I can't not put these on.
Whoa.
It's from
All
Bravest
right.
Warrior.
I know what it's from.
He
That's
knows
why I
what-
said it.
Yeah.
Actually, the only part of Bravest Warrior that I remember is the fucking horse and why are we running?
Why are we running? Oh my god, Catbug is adorable.
I love
Catbug
the
is
Catbug
fucking
episode.
adorable.
Have you seen the Rebecca episode?
Rebecca. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Just look. No, him. You
Oh.
just look up Catbug Rebecca.
Okay, I probably have seen it, but I don't
It's
remember it.
So good.
There's so much
Maybe
about that
Rebecca.
show I don't remember.
No.
Try better.
Why
Try
not?
better.
I don't want
Rebecca.
to. Anyways, here we are. Another episode. How's everybody doing?
Doing pretty good. Not at work. That's a start.
Well, I'm doing
I'm
okay
doing pretty bad.
too.
So we run the gamut. Good, okay,
Yay.
and bad.
Nice. One guy's just really glad not to be at work. Another guy's just cranky and being a hoodlum right now.
I mean, I've had some really good matches on Siege today, and I've had really shitty matches on Siege today. I'm okay.
I'm glad that that's what makes your day. Also, Bonsai, you need to clean your closet. The skeletons are showing.
It's just boxes. Honestly, I can tell you exactly. So, the white box that you see, I'm kind of pointing, so it looks like the camera's pointing at it. But the white box
Sure.
that's here, that is a box filled with magic cards, and I mean filled to the top with magic cards.
For
And
those
then-
who are listening and not watching, it's bottom left.
And then this box here,
To the right.
that's got magic cards. And then the box sitting on top of it is an air mattress. And then this box that you can kind of see here, that's more magic cards.
Does the air
yeah.
mattress also have magic cards?
No, it has an air mattress.
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough.
And then there's a souvenir baseball bat further in there. I wasn't saying that into mic. There's a souvenir baseball bat that's in there that I used to sleep with by my bed. Not because I think it would do a lot for hitting, but you know, you get one solid thunk and then it splinters and you got a shiv. So it's two things.
Well, the best part of that is that he used to live in San Jose, and he thinks that a shiv is going to scare anybody. They're just going to bust out the real shivs. Like, that's not a shiv.
Well, no, you hit him with it first, then you shiv him. I just mean it's the old 1-2 punch. You know, they don't got to know about it, but it's still going to happen to them.
Fair enough. All right, so we actually have a rare occurrence at 5D
The
Podcast
stars have
this
aligned,
week,
and we have all seen something.
and it's the same thing.
Yeah.
We haven't all just seen three random things. No,
Which
no.
is what usually happens. And one thing I want to note is I had no idea that it was by the same people that did Avatar: The Last Airbender.
No, not the movie.
Same people, same person. I'm having a hard time finding it, but
I know the
Okay.
director was definitely involved from
Yeah.
Last Airbender.
And what we're talking about is
the
Dragon Prince, a Netflix original. Netflix,
The-
will sponsor us.
the Dagon price. That's what it is, right?
Yeah, the Dagon Price. The Dragon Prince. I'm I think 4 to 5 episodes
I
in.
found it right here. The Dragon Prince is an American epic fantasy adventure computer animated television series. Aaron Eaz, Ehaz. Eaz was the head writer and director of the animated series Avatar. So we were both right, Klops.
Okay.
He's
It's
the
same
director and
person.
he's the writer. So yeah, we were both correct.
What everyone else missed was that there was a slight argument beforehand. Some
It wasn't
things
an
were
argument. He said one
thrown.
thing and I was like, are
We
you
said
sure it's
weird
not
things
the
about
same thing?
people's
He said,
mothers.
No, he said he was not sure. It can hardly be an argument if we're in agreement that he's wrong.
Then why'd you say all the weird stuff
Why-
about his mom?
I mean, Bonsai and I are mostly in agreement all the time. It's just really you that we argue with.
Yeah, you're really the piece of shit here.
Actually, two people can be wrong. I'm just gonna put that out there.
I know you both hate fucking Legend of Zelda for the Switch. I know.
Actually, that's not true. I played the
haven't
fuck out of
I'm
it
gonna.
until they stole my fucking Switch. I played the fuck out of it, and I played Legend of Zelda. What is it? Hyrule Warriors.
Why you keep it in your car?
It was in my backpack because I play it on the fucking bus, and they stole my backpack.
Oh, why'd you keep it in your backpack?
The Dragon Prince.
Because it
Tell
goes
me
with me
about
wherever
it.
I go,
Tell
you
me
bitch.
about the Dragon Prince.
Actually, the Dragon Prince.
There you go.
I'm 4 or 5 episodes in. I am enjoying it. I like that this is one of those where they actually involve the fucking mythical beings that they talk about. They don't just talk about them in like, oh, and in the past of the long, long ago, there was these really cool magical beings. No, this is happening. They still have some like
the magic beings are around. They'll be like, "Hey, that guy's fucking over there." You're like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck.
oh, he's magical. There isn't like, oh, there was this legend about these dudes that used to turn invisible in the moonlight. You just fucking see them turn invisible in the moonlight. It's great.
Yeah, they just do that.
Yeah.
Except they could see each other. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm liking it so far. It's a Netflix original, so
So
it's
I
always
also
kind
think
of
it's
a
worth
toss-up.
saying, were you an Avatar fan?
I have not seen that show.
And that's why you're wrong.
I didn't say it was bad. I just haven't seen it.
Go on. You're wrong for that. Go on.
I don't know. What did you think, Dick?
I own the entirety of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
No, I don't give a
and
shit
the
about that. I'm
entirety
talking
of
about the Dragon Prince.
Hold on. I'm fucking getting there, you fuck. Yeah, you drink your LaCroix bullshit. Hipster water.
La Croix.
Regular water isn't good enough.
Sponsor us, La Croix.
No, don't. Fuck you. Beer. Sponsor us, just beer in general.
We can
all
have
beer.
all the things.
We're sponsored by
Why
beer.
can't we have both?
We're sponsored by beer.
Yeah,
So I was a big fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender and a big fan
Nobody
of
cares.
Legend of Korra. Both fantastic shows. The Dragon Prince feels like it pulled a bunch of stuff that it liked out of both of those and then just kind of dumped that into a new show that I don't love, but I'm not hating and I'm going to finish it. So far, I think it's really okay with a couple of really good things and a girl who does a Scottish accent that suddenly slips into a Southern accent way too often for my liking.
Actually, I was gonna mention that too. It's weird. She goes.
It's not just me, right?
No, she goes from Scottish to British, which I understand, and then just slips right into like weird drawl American.
Yeah, no, it's like South Carolina. All of a sudden, she just comes in with a little bit of that Southern drawl, and I don't know where the fuck it comes from.
No idea. But to
I
be
haven't
fair,
noticed it, now I'll forever notice it. Thanks.
Yeah, it's the main Scot. No, you need to, because me and my wife are sitting here going, "Are we on fucking crazy pills right now?" Because she'll do it for like 3 words and then it's done. But it seems so intentional. And then what's even weirder is the other elves don't have the Scottish accent.
yeah, I was gonna mention that. I was
Yeah,
like,
that part I didn't get either.
the other elves were just British.
Yeah, and she's not Scottish.
Maybe they'll explain it later. Maybe she's a halfling of some sort.
I mean, I'm kind of hoping, because they did show that it was like one giant Pangea kind of continent split into 2. Maybe like, yeah, there's just dialects. Like, she's from southern right half of the continent, and they're all from northern right half of the continent. I don't know.
yeah. So I don't know what the deal is. I'm enjoying it. I will say the whole story with and I'm not, spoilers, but I'm not going to give too much away, is the story with the Archmage is kind of tired and done.
And I'm sorry, well, maybe you guys aren't far enough. There's
Fair
a
enough.
really predictable bit about the king that comes up.
Oh, I knew that.
Oh,
I picked it
okay.
As soon as it happened.
So just one comment and say yes or no. Caca.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I
Like,
figured.
the minute they showed it, I was like me and my wife look at each other and we're like, so, right? Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
But
but
they have, even as far as I am, they have not confirmed that, but
yeah, I mean it was
But-
super obvious. So I do have a question though before we go judging it too harshly. What is the target audience for this? Does anybody know?
you know, I don't know.
I think it's still around the same age as like Avatar. It just
but
appeals
Avatar
to,
was for kids.
Well, no.
I still think it's around that. You know,
I
maybe
thought
a little later.
Avatar was a Japanese-inspired American TV program for children.
So,
For, like teenagers, like preteen teenagers.
I'll go preteen teenager. So the thing was, Avatar maybe a little more than Korra, but keep in mind, the last season of Korra had to get pulled off of Nickelodeon and played exclusively online because Nickelodeon did not want to put the content up because they felt that it wasn't going to work for kids.
Was that because it was like lesbians or whatever?
The show ends with lesbians.
Well,
Yeah.
but again, that has to me, that has very little to do with what the target audience is, because there's a lot of things that are aimed for children that have really adult jokes, and the kids just aren't going to get it. So,
but this is aiming for something that they can get. You know what I mean? And I this one maybe aims a little bit younger, though. With how much they talk about, like, there's several times where character goes, "This person's going to be murdered." And I feel like unless murder was being done really silly and tongue-in-cheeky when we were kids, you really didn't say murder in a kid show a lot.
Hold on, but they never actually show any blood whatsoever.
They don't show it, but they sure talk an awful lot about, like okay, so this is a pseudo-spoiler for, excuse me, people who haven't seen the show, but the girl enters, like, a blood pact to murder a dude. And now she is bound by this blood pact to murder a dude.
But
it's just kind of heavy for, like, a 5 to 8-year-old show. This is like a 10
not a blood
plus
pact.
show.
It is a magic bond pact.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
They don't stab him. They giggle him to death.
No.
Like,
this is, again, what I'm saying is that, yeah, the implications may be what we're getting at, but because they don't outright say it or show it.
I'm not talking about it being a blood pact. It's not the act of, like, cutting yourselves and putting your hands together and being brothers forever. I'm talking about they have a straight-up murder pact. It's a murder pact. They have we all equally agree to kill a dude and his son. And they're all like, yep, murder in time.
They're assassins. Kids know assassins. They've watched the Lego movie.
I still think this is more for, like, a teenage audience, not so much
I'm gonna say
little
it's
kid audience.
10 plus more than it's 5 to 8. This isn't Blue's Clues. It's
no. When I say children, I don't mean fucking toddlers either, dude.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, like, middle school.
Okay, but by middle school, you're like 12 or 13 years old. It's not a kid.
Yeah, you're 12.
But
you're still a kid.
All kids things aside, I still think it is for younger audiences, not of the age of 18.
Well,
yeah, it's not blood and rape. I mean, is that weird that that's where my head goes at 18? You're like, once you turn 18, it's all blood and rape from there.
Well, I think you need
things that I shouldn't have when I was a kid too. So
I saw heavy metal when I was in 4th grade. It's fine.
You need to get a seat on the rating board, though, if that's what you think. 18 automatically, fucking blood and rape.
And everything. Jesus. But okay, so I mean, yeah, it's a younger audience, but
to bring it back though, it's not a terrible show.
But my problem with it is, like, it did heavily take from Avatar, like
heavy.
Like, I was watching the opening intro, it was like, and then the humans attacked and everything went to shit. I'm like, wait,
there's the 5 elements, and I was like, so you added an element?
Like, isn't this just Avatar with the Fire Nation?
Yeah, it is.
Like,
I mean, fuck them.
Being is that the other side won and rounded everybody out and put them on the fucking Fire Nation and was like, fuck you.
Did you notice that the main kid is Sokka?
Yeah, no, I love that. I love the fact that he came back as a.
I mean, yeah, he's actually from All That. That's where I read.
And I think the role really fits him.
Yeah,
like being the step prince or whatever, and being kind of awkward.
Right. Yeah, I like Step Prince. It's weird, but it works. Can I talk about one other really, like, annoying pain point? And
Sure.
it's not the first Netflix show to do this. So it seems like these Netflix CG shows, they're aiming for something they can churn out, much like one I reviewed before called The Hollow. And I mentioned the animation style in The Hollow. This is very quick. I don't want to use the word cheap because I feel like that implies the wrong thing, but it is. It's done in this style and in this fashion to save money and be able to be produced faster. But have you noticed how choppy the animation is?
Yeah.
It's not smooth. It's like it's not playing at 30 frames a second. It's like at 25 frames a second. And it drives me up a fucking wall.
You know what? I compare it to how the animation in, like, The Wolf Amongst Us feels while you're playing through some of it. You know, where it's almost that, it almost feels like slightly cardboard cutout-y.
Even, I'm talking purely movement, though. If you know, like, a smooth movement. Look at my hand. See how my hand is moving smooth? This show kind of goes, it skips chunks for the movement. It's jerky. Watch it. Look closely. when they're talking, it's fine. I mean, when they're moving, like when the dogs wag their tails. Normally, it'd be 30 frames. There'd be 30 shots of that tail moving per second to give it smooth motion. This feels like it's slightly less, so that it goes from here to here to here to here to here to here instead of smooth. It has jerks to it.
But honestly, it doesn't bug me enough to.
Oh, it's driving me up a wall.
Yeah, I don't have that issue with it. I think it's fine. I think it has the animation where it counts because I mean it's just such a cheap production quality, right? You know, I mean like a lot of animes and stuff that did it when they were coming out early on, they would either recycle scenes, which I'm sure they've done in this.
Oh, I'm sure.
As well, and then cut down on some key frames in order to speed it up. But at least the writing is on par with like good anime and stuff, because that was the problem with other cheaper knockoff animes. Which made it fun, but you're like, why is this an eagle? It's a donut. Like what the fuck's happening with this translation?
Yeah, I'm with you, and it's not enough to ruin the show. I'm still watching the show. I still like the show. I'm for the show. I just wish Netflix would. You don't need to churn, guys. You're beyond the point where you need to churn. You don't have to do that. You can absolutely take your time and develop a show like you're doing with a lot of your other shows.
Yeah, I honestly don't think it's bad enough for it to really, really affect the show, though.
I'm having an easier time listening to the show than watch the show, to be honest. Like, I'm playing games on my laptop while I watch this one, because it's
okay. Well, yeah, no, it's nowhere near that bad.
Yeah, I don't think it's that bad either.
It is for me. I can't do it. I can't do it.
So I like where it's going, though. I'm only probably 5-6 episodes in. I like where it's going.
Yeah, I'm like 6, 7, 8.
I like how the dude basically accidentally steps into being a mage kind of thing, sort of. But good stuff.
Yeah. No, rating. What about a rating?
I would give it 3.5 unseen avatars out of 5.
Okay, claps.
I would give it about 3.5 Fire Nations out of Avatar. Like it's pretty good. I really enjoy it.
If we're
I can watch my girlfriend and she likes it.
If we're going on a out of 5 scale, I'll give it a solid 3 baits out of 5 baits.
Oh, all that baiting.
I love bait.
It's great. He's like a bulldog, but not.
Yeah,
pretty much. All right, so talking about shows that reminiscent and old stuff. What do you got for us today, Bonsai?
Old stuff?
Old stuff.
Talk about Chakan.
Not Chakan yet. We're not doing that. No, he's talking about Mortal Instruments, City of Bones. When did that come out? It's not that old.
No, it wasn't. I mean, it was either last year or the year before.
Let's see.
Fairly old. And yeah, so we're actually talking about Mortal Instruments.
City of Bones.
City of Bones.
No, it's old. It's 2013. It's 5 fucking years old.
Are you? Oh wow, really?
I'm looking at it right now. It's 5 years old.
Was it one of those that they just held back the release or something?
I don't think so. So, yeah, and I'm glad you put up the graphic that you put up, because there's two versions of this. There's a TV show, which Eduardo saw, and he actually did a review on, and we would know the episode that we did it on if we paid attention, but we don't.
Episode 5.
No, that's the one. That's the exact one.
Well, actually, I think it was episode 27.
I don't know. I think Klopp's had it.
Oh.
I think Klopp's had it. We can do. You know what? Let's make the fans do the work. You let us know.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
leave a comment down below.
So it was a show. It was a movie. You saw the show. You did a review. I've now seen the movie. You also read the books. So, like, give me the brief, like, 2 to 3 sentences, quick review of the show.
So the show was just okay. It was basically the WB does the Mortal Instruments, what it felt like. It had really pretty people and oversimplified themes from the books. And to be fair, the books themselves are a bit oversimplified themselves. My biggest criticism of the show was that it took, if you're doing the story as based out of a kid's eyes, like, by kid I mean 15, 16, although they claim that they just turned 18, and I kind of don't believe it, then it was done well. The decisions make sense, because of course it deviates. But if it's supposed to be adults making these decisions, I don't buy it. I do like that the fights aren't completely bullshit, and I gotta say the actors they're giving it their all. Especially the Magnus Bane character. He is fucking almost hammy, but I think he pulls it off.
This is way more than 2 or 3 lines, but okay. So the movie. It is rare that I see a movie that really and honestly looks like a bunch of guys sat down and watched a bunch of movies of a particular genre and then just went, we're going to do all of that. Just everything that's happened in all of these, all of it. Do all of it.
Wait, are we reviewing Mortal Instruments or After Earth?
Worse.
Really?
Worse.
Wow.
So much worse. There was not a single beat of this movie that my wife and I did not stop and go, this is exactly what's going to happen in this order. Or this is exactly what that guy's feeling. They're going to say this line. They're going to do this thing. Everything. Everything top down has been done in some other teeny bopper, Girl Against the World, Hunger Games, Maze Runner, fucking all of Percy Jackson, Harry Potter, all of them. It's all of them. It's all of them.
I thought you were just talking about another Michael Bay movie.
No, it's all of them rolled into like really wanting to be gothy industrial punk and just not quite being able to pull that trigger. It got to the point where halfway through the movie, my wife look at each other and we're like, do you think it's specifically written in the book that everyone wears tight leather and has a bad haircut? Because everyone in the entire movie is wearing tight leather and has a bad haircut. All of them. They even make comments about the haircut. There's even a 3-minute scene where they're giving a girl her tight leather and redoing her hair into a bad haircut, only for in the next scene the guy to come by and pull her hair back down and drape it in her face. Why did we just watch her get her hair done if he was going to take her fucking hair down? Why?
We need to see that she was the best that she was before anything.
No, there's more hair comments. They go through, and one point this guy's like, oh, you're just gonna fall for some goth guy with his hair dyed blonde? And he comes around the corner, he's like, by the way, I'm a natural blonde, and I can hear you. Oh, ho, 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 ho.
Oh my god.
No, but again,
dude,
do you realize what I'm saying?
But worse than it being like a CW show, because at least it's a CW show and it has a reason for being that. This is a movie that was just like, we're gonna mash a CW show in 2 hours and 10 minutes. By the fucking way, we're just gonna mash that in 2 hours and 10 minutes. And
but look,
there's a guy playing his dad, and in real life they're 11 years apart. And I'm like, they look less than that, so there's no way that guy's that guy's dad. And then yeah, for real, there's no way that guy is that guy's dad.
Well, actually that's part of the series.
That he's way too young to have had a kid?
No, that they all look way young
but that's not explained here.
Well,
and
no, of course not.
There's a lot of convenient shit in New York where I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, even if it's fucking invisible, somebody has stumbled into that by now. And then they make this big deal about like, hey, don't fucking let people who aren't hunters in here. Yeah, but that guy's gonna keep coming in. We're never gonna question that guy right there, who's the person who is a hunter.
Are we talking about the vampire dude?
Nope.
Or are we talking about the wizard dude?
Simon, who's just, maybe he's a vampire in the book. In this, he's just a dude. So
okay, sorry, I forget how far the movie went because Simon eventually becomes a vampire.
He got kidnapped by vampires.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, he turns.
No, he's fine. By the end of this, he's not a vampire.
Okay,
that does not
so
happen.
yeah,
no, but the whole time they're like, they flat out say she's half shadow hunter, and then they're like, well, fuck her because she's not a real shadow hunter. But then every time Simon, who's nothing, they're just like, oh hey Simon. What the fuck you?
Okay,
it's like the dude on the couch, man.
No, and I get it. So the movie doesn't address this at all, but the books do. But I will still say, look, here's what I would imagine. you are a kid, you're 6 or 7, and you start reading the first Harry Potter book. Are you with me so far? Fine. And then you continue with the series, and you grow up, and then you finish Harry Potter book 7, and you're ready
think
for
to yourself. I need demon hunting goth.
You're ready for the fucking Mortal Instrument because it's more angst. It's more. It's another magical world, and it's dealing with more of that. Like, no, I swear to God, it feels like this was written for fucking middle school kids and around there.
It's cliche melodrama for the sake of cliche melodrama.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and again, maybe it's presented better in the books, but at least as far as the movie's presenting it, even the premise is cliched. We're an ancient order of demon hunters who hasn't been seen, and the fucking arsenal under the church. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself to death. Oh my God. Get out.
Okay. No, again, I don't remember how far the movie goes, but the series does eventually explain a bunch of that stuff, and I didn't hate it, but I will say that I had to take a break in between the books.
We needed a minute.
Well, because I like the world. I like the world that the was it Elle Clary? I forget what the author's name. I like the world that she built. I like the concepts.
In the book, is the main character's name Clary?
Clarissa, I forget. Yeah.
So they can't. So in this, they never say her full name is Clarissa. So you're just led to believe that her name is Clary, and I'm like, that's not a name.
No, I'm pretty sure her name is Clarissa something, and then yeah, Clary's
not a name
for short. But anyways, you know what? The show, Van and I watched all of it. Van's my wife. But anyways,
I thought you just had a van.
Yeah, well, I have that too.
He watches it with his van.
Me and the van. What I do is I set up a projector on top of the van so the van can watch it too.
Oh, that's
You
even
watch it
better.
against the garage.
Yeah, so the van can watch as well, and we can enjoy it together. So we watched it all, and by the end of it, we were both like, "This is a terrible fucking show. This show is fucking awful." But you know,
I haven't finished the movie. I have like 20 minutes left. We're gonna finish it, but fuck, it's bad. It's so bad.
Yeah, I honestly, you know me, I like terrible stuff as long as I'm interested in the background story. I would recommend the books. Check them out for folks. But anyways, so
if I have to give it a rating,
ooh, yes, please.
I'm gonna give it. I will say there was a point. I literally can't even remember what it was now because it was so ridiculous. It's been dashed from my memory. But something happened in that movie that made me laugh so hard I started choking. Like, I was coughing. It was bad. I couldn't hear the next, 5 minutes of the movie because I was laughing that hard at something.
You didn't know those 5 minutes explained everything that you were having.
That's what it was.
With.
I missed the critical 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a solid 2.5 magic cups out of 20 magic cups.
Oh my God!
Wow, 2 out of 20. That's rough. I think I would give it. 2 fabulous underworlder warlocks with wispy hair out of 7.
Oh God! And the guy's like, I fucking hate Shadowhunters, but that guy's cute. And then he shows up to save. It's like, I thought you hated them. Also, you just said you've been working with one a bunch for no reason, and then you want to bang that one. You clearly don't hate them, so why be a dick?
You're
Why?
just confused.
Why be a dick
Hasty.
about it? Right? He's just starting shit. Like, he might as well just walk up and flick him in the nose and go, okay, now let's do business. Like, okay, why'd you
know how
flick
to
him in the
act with his
nose?
feelings towards him?
Get out.
Oh yeah, all his feelings.
Stupid. Fucking stupid.
All right. Anyways, now that we've covered the teeny bopper thing, how about we step it up and talk about something a little bit more adult-like? Yeah.
Talking about porn?
No, not porn. Just something horror-related. Klops has some horror stuff to show us.
Oh, sorry, I was lost in my mind mist. Get it? Because
I see what you did there. The graphic is up. Start talking about it, bitch.
Yeah. So
Marsh.
I actually really enjoyed this. I hated the movie.
Which
I
one?
mean,
What?
The Mist. I hated it.
No, but weren't there 2?
No,
I only
way.
know one, and it was too much of an abomination for me to really care.
I loved it.
Spoiler for the Mist movie. I'm going to save you the 2-hour ride.
The fantastic
basically-
2-hour journey.
No, it was a horrible 2-hour journey. Dude gets stuck in a fucking
Grocery store.
grocery store.
Lady Liv leaves to go find her kids. Shit goes south in the grocery store. They leave. He kills his kid, the two older ladies in the back, or two older couple in the back, the girl that was his love interest, quote unquote. I guess it was more in the book than in the movie.
Yeah.
And then lives through the apocalypse.
No.
You
You
missed the point. I think
No.
totally missed the point.
No, he got the. So here's a couple of things. First, it's based on a Stephen King short story that's fantastic.
I'm not saying that. That's not.
Second, the book ends with a cliffhanger. They all make it to a hotel, and the horrible things are just around the hotel, and then the book ends.
Well,
The movie decided to expand on that because it knew that a movie-going audience was not going to accept an ending where it's just like, then they got to the hotel, the end. Even Stephen King has said he enjoys the ending of the movie better than the book. And thirdly, it is never, ever, ever, ever said to be more than a citywide infestation. It is not the apocalypse. It is a thinny. Stephen King talks largely about thinnies and lots of things. It's a small spot in the tear of the fabric of reality. A thinny opened up, it took over a small town, and the military murdered the horrible monsters that came out. It was never the apocalypse. You calling it the apocalypse is you filling in blanks that were never mentioned. That was the whole point of the end, was these characters are convinced the world is over, so he kills his whole family to spare them having to die horrible deaths at the hands of the apocalypse, only to find out it was not the apocalypse. It was a weird, horrible occurrence, but it was never the apocalypse. That's the whole ending to it.
Right, and it was a boring, tedious ride until the end.
Wait, hold on.
it's
Before we even
No,
get
it was
there,
garbage. It was garbage. So anyway, the show, much better, much more fleshed out, way better than that shitty movie.
Nothing to do with the short story at all,
Yeah,
other than a town is
nothing.
plagued by the mist. And what I don't like, and maybe this changes, and I'm hoping it changes. So far as you and me saw in the show, they're implying that the government had something to do with the mist, which I'm sorry, but that's really hurting the show for me right now.
unless they're doing it as a continuation where the government.
So,
Even that,
Okay.
finnies are natural occurrences and tears in the fabric of space-time.
Okay.
No.
so it's not what you think. They're not trying to. Well, maybe they are. Maybe they're doing like a.
Early on, they're implying it's the government. And again, that's not why I stopped, but that's what they've implied, and so far I don't like that. I'm hoping that's not the case.
So there's not a lot of answers for that. Honestly, I've watched all the way through season 1. Season 2 got canceled. There's a petition for Netflix to pick it up. So we may never get the answers that we want. But through the series, it turns out that they're not implying that the government is
Okay.
part of it or
That's great.
created it. They're more looking for an objective that's there.
So there's something. Oh, so they're like looking for the thinny or something.
They're experimenting with it.
Okay.
What it is. And you don't get a whole lot of answers, and I'm not going to go into big spoilers about it. I'm going to try to keep it as spoiler free as I can. But there is a shit ton of things that happens between the three groups, because there's three major groups in this series. There's the group at the mall, there's the group in the church, and there's the group at the police station, which rotates around. It all comes back around in the end. And there's a lot of melodrama and stuff that happens between the characters and stuff like that, like normal. But they did it in a really tasteful way for a lot of things. There's some stuff that I was like, I saw that coming. I pegged that episode 1. But there's a lot of things that change
I think I know
throughout
what you're
things.
talking about now, but okay.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about.
One of my favorite ones, which I won't go into too many details, is the kind of religious battle between one of the people and the pastor at the church, and what happens and unfolds there.
Pseudo spoilery, but it happens so early on, and it's such a small incident. There's basically a lady whose husband is murdered by a
Right.
person in the mist, and she kind of has a mental breakdown and retreats to the church. And then after a while, her and the pastor of the church go at odds as her mental state breaks down further, seemingly.
Right, because she seemingly has answers for it. Because also in the first episode, they talk about how there was this Black Spring back in 1891 or whatever, which is something that happened in this town before.
Right.
Which is similar occurrences with, like, you see the birds and stuff leave, right? In the first episode, and it basically talks about that. And they don't really go into too many details, but
from that is where she gains her kind of religious grasp, because she has answers.
Her reawakening.
Well, her mysticism.
Yeah.
Because she's also a hippie, and she believes very much in nature and stuff, and all the, and, don't pollute the environment, all that stuff. So that ties into that. The other real kind of like story arc that you kind of learn, that you see, is from the group that starts at the police station, and it's was the soldier that wakes up with no memory in the first episode, and the druggie. Their story arc kind of actually is really nice to watch, and it's a really kind of like bonding moment with them, and they have a bunch of stuff. The mall, I mean, the mall is where it kind of falls short for me. It feels too much like just a regular kind of apocalyptic scenario.
It was very Dawn of the Dead in the parts that I saw.
It's very, it kind of stays that way. There is some stuff that happens in there that's kind of neat, but it's really just more of that. And the ending, the cliffhanger ending that you see is fucking amazing. It definitely leaves you go, I want more answers. What is happening? Like, what is this kind of thing? And I highly recommend it. It's on Netflix. It's been there for a little bit. It's probably going to still be there.
So can I play my normal role of asshole who hates everything and bring up a couple of down points?
Hold on, before you do that, I
know
a
one
question.
of them, and that's fine. But
Yeah,
go ahead, Eduardo, first.
So, question, and this is strictly about the movie, in the sense that there was a theory, or someone explained it to me, that the reason that the mist hadn't cleared at the end of that was that it needed a sacrifice to go away.
I mean, that's...
So they do play on that in the show.
Okay, I was like, is that all conjecture, and is this related?
So
it's not in the book.
There is no sacrifice in the show, but there is definitely that influence, because when people start getting crazy and religious, people automatically go for sacrifice.
They do. That is a real thing that people do.
And so like that is there, and there's moments that happen with that kind of thinking and stuff, and it gets tied up at the end of that series. You kind of see where it leads, which is really nice. What was I gonna say about this? But that delves more into like the religious kind of storyline that goes into it, because it basically has the apocalypse, the like survivors, and the like religion, and then the third one is actually more of like the scientific approach towards everything, like what the other survivors, the police station survivors, come across a guy that's running. He's trying to figure out what the mist is, and I won't say where or what. But what he does find out is that it reacts to each person individually.
That's weird.
That's
definitely a departure from the book.
They talk about two instances that they don't show or anything, so it's not like you miss anything, but the dialogue is a woman saw her two dogs that passed away, and then they ripped her apart. And then another guy took a shotgun shell to the chest. And that was all they mentioned about it. And that's really all you get for the mist, and then it infers like a little more stuff, and you see a little bit more towards the end.
Are there more of the horrible monsters? 'Cause that's actually one of the things I noticed about the show, is they're trying to play the psychological element of the mist, and in both the movie and the book, it's more about the horrible things hiding in the mist.
There are horrible things hiding in the mist.
Okay.
But it's not like the movie. The movie was like bugs and tentacle rape monsters, and
that's what it is in the book. The bugs were right out of the bugs in the movie, not the bugs in this, but the bugs in the movie were right out of the book, as are the giant tentacle horrors.
So there are bugs.
It's Lovecraftian. It's one of his very Lovecraftian inspired books.
So there are bugs, but they're not like they were in the movie. She finds a spider.
Yeah, I saw that.
And when you get a better look at it, it's very much a like weirdly deformed kind of creepy crawly. But it's not a big giant bug like they were in the movie. It's just a little spider, and there are other things in the mist that you don't really see, and there's stuff happening, and then there's when shit hits the like fan in multiple places, there's a lot of things that kind of come out of that as well, but you don't really see anything. It's really weird. And the mist itself is kind of its own entity in a lot of ways. It does some things that you wouldn't expect throughout the series, but I don't want to like give too much away from it.
Okay.
But honestly, I can't recommend enough. I loved it from start to finish. I know what you're gonna say, so I'm just gonna address it now. The acting is not the best on everyone.
Oh, one girl in particular.
Yeah, she's not. She doesn't get any better.
I would call her, for lack of a better term, the main young girl.
She has a lot of story revolving around her, but there's more to that than meets the eye as well, of course.
Oh, yeah, I'm not saying her storyline is bad. I'm saying she's bad.
Yeah, she's not a good actress at all.
Every
really.
reaction from her is just,
Oh my god. What?
oh, God, you can't see it, you can't hear it, but I'm making a face. It's the same face for everything. She's awful. She's awful.
Yeah, she wasn't the best choice for that. But everyone else seems to really, like, I really like them in those roles, like the crazy old lady that becomes a religious leader. Like,
The
I
only
really
one
like
who I didn't
her.
like, and it's not the actress's fault. I don't like the writing, but the addict character.
She gets better.
She's very cliche.
She gets better.
I'm not saying it's not cliche, but I definitely like her as a character.
Sure, and again, like the actress is doing a fine job with what she's given. It's just how many times have we seen the addict struggling through the apocalypse, the end of the world, the invasion of the city, the whatever. It's just, they're not bringing anything fresh to the table with that character. It's almost like they were looking for tropes to throw at a dartboard, and they were just like, "That's the one."
It gets
Better.
she goes through a better story arc.
Okay.
About I think it's like right where we left off was like 5 with you.
4 or 5, yeah.
So like about 5, 6 is when that story arc starts to really kick up.
Okay. Fair enough.
And she gets a little bit more leeway. And
She had an interesting opening. Her opening wasn't like a typical junkie opening. She's sucking dick in an alley for a rock or something. Like,
No, she was
straight up
getting-
shivs a guy with a
Yeah.
fucking pitchfork.
Yeah, she was getting beat and then murdered him.
Yeah. So I'd like when the whole junkie thing happened, I was like, oh well, that wasn't established. But
That's kind of why I like her too. Like she has her story tropes, of course, with like the addict thing and everything, but she's also a very powerful female like actress
all right.
and character in this. Like she,
Yeah, and I mean credit where credit's due. Like I said, she's doing a great job with what she's given. It's just so much what she's given.
and it's not like normal where they end up drawing that out through the whole thing, you know.
It's more set up.
It's more set up, and then it's like she gets to go kind of be free as an actress and do her role that she wants, and just kind of gets this like empowerment and stuff.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, it's really good.
So give it a rating.
I would honestly give this with the shoddy acting of her, I would probably drop it down a point, so I'd have to give it about an 8 out of 10 Mist Creatures in the Mist.
Mist Creatures in the Mist is
It would have been a 9, but you know, I got over that eventually, like, but I don't know, she just drug it down, man.
She's really bad. She's really bad. So we also played an old thing while you were hanging out, Claps.
As Chakan the Forever Man.
Did you find a thing for Chakan, Eduardo? Do I need to hold it up right now?
No, I think I have it.
No, he's got
put it
the-
up.
Pretty sure
Put it
I
up,
have
let's
it.
see. Is that
Is
the right
it-
thing?
Is it a scarecrow-looking dude?
Yeah, Chakan.
Yeah, Chakan.
There we go.
I love that you got the Mega Drive version too. That's awesome.
I fucking told you, Klops.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same cover, but the Mega Drive is not what we played it on.
No, I know.
I'm saying, but I thought the
That's-
Sega had the
that's what
Mega
I
Drive
figured.
as well. I thought it was like, oh no, whatever.
Mega
That was the
Drive
Universal one.
I was
Whatever.
arguing with him, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I have the wrong one. Are you sure it's this one? Yeah, it's fine. I'm like, okay.
It's the exact same game. There's no difference.
Yeah, so I put that game in on one mystical morning when I was waking up and everybody else was asleep, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna play some Sega games." And I played a couple of them, and I was like, "What is this one? I've never played it before."
Chakan.
I had no idea what was in store for me. So I went to one level, which I thought was the way that I was supposed to go. Turns out I wasn't. That was like the third level, or third world, or whatever it is. And within the first screen, I had 2 enemies looking at me, just beating the crap out of me, and I was like, "Oh, okay, this is how this game's gonna be." Just immediately, me getting fucked, and that didn't let up anywhere. Like,
Really doesn't.
I fucking just basically had to Dark Souls hammer my way through it, and I beat the first level because I thought it was the first level. Found a weapon. It immediately, abruptly shot me out of the world, and I was like, "What? Did I die? Was I not supposed to touch the weapon?" And so I go back in the level, and it's a different fucking level, and I'm like, "Oh, I guess I just completed it." And then proceeded to not find a way through the level because I just didn't have the right gear to get through the level. And I was like, "This is bullshit. I'm gonna turn it off now." And immediately I went upstairs and told Devin and Mullen, who plays with us a lot, about this shitty game. I was like, "That game is garbage. It's fucking the hitboxes are shit. It's crappy level design. It fucking you can't really jump if you want to. It just has a lot of issues with it." So we immediately decided to go downstairs and play it again, because fuck my life.
Like you do.
Yeah. And Baldwin put it in. He was like, "Oh, I remember this game. It was brutal as shit." And I was like, "Oh, okay. I mean, I'm a glutton for punishment half the time, but this game is fucking ridiculous." And then we proceeded to beat like 6 levels, and now I have to have it in a Sega collection because now I have.
And to be fair, the 6 levels that we beat are the easy levels.
Yeah. So the way it works is that you have to go through the levels in a certain order, mind you. And then after you beat every level, you have to beat it again, or a different level. You have to progress through the levels, beat a boss, and it fills up your timer. And each level you pass through, you have the same timer. So if you run out of time on that level, whether you were like almost complete through it or whatever, it shoots you back to the main world and goes, "We can only open the rift so long, so now you have to do it over again." So you have to fucking do the same fucking
You
3
don't
levels.
get your lives back, your potions back, none of it.
Well, the potions respawn in those levels, thankfully.
They respawn, but the ones you've already collected, like if you use something,
Yeah, you don't get those
that's
back.
not coming back.
And all leads to some final boss fight that we never made it to, but it was ridiculous. But now I have to have it because it's going to be one of those Dark Souls games that I need in my life.
So when we looked up the game, we did find it is kind of notorious for
Yeah.
being punishingly hard.
Yeah, it's...
At least it's not punishingly hard and broken like Rain of Fire.
Oh no, it's beatable. It has
Yeah.
a community.
Yeah, apparently it does, and I guess I'm part of it now.
Your new job is to do speed runs of this game.
Eventually, once I get my Sega, it's on my list, but it's a low priority for me because I have other games that I want. Like I want Kid Chameleon, I want was it Alicia Dragoon? I don't know if you guys remember that one. That was a fun one.
Hey, my Sega life became complete when I got Altered Beast. It's not hard to find, but fuck me, I love Altered Beast.
I think I might have played that one. I played a lot of Sega
Everybody's
games.
played Power Up.
Oh yeah,
Welcome to your doom.
yeah, I have played that one.
I love that game.
For me, that would be Echo the Dolphin.
What was really
I've never
funny?
played Echo the Dolphin.
Love that
Oh,
game.
I liked Echo. My dad liked it more, but I thought it was okay.
Fuck you, it was amazing.
I was going through the list of Sega games, and I realized how many like Looney Tunes Sega games I had growing up. Like I just had like
That
all the Looney
explains
Tunes.
everything.
Yeah.
Does it?
No, not even a little. That's weird. You don't seem like a Looney Tunes kind of guy.
I like Looney Tunes. I've always liked them. I grew up watching them, and I played all the games apparently for Sega. But I was like, man, I guess I wasn't like going to include most of the like Looney Tune games. But after watching like or looking through the list of games and everything for Sega Genesis, I was like, those sound like shit. I'm just gonna get the Looney Tune games. At least I know what I'm in store for. I'll go ROM the other ones and figure out if I like them or not.
All right, so give that game a rating.
Chakan. I really like the name. I really think it's a fun name.
Is it because it reminds you of Shakaka?
Actually, it reminds me of Capcan.
I don't know what that is.
That's Operator and Siege that I love playing.
Oh.
I don't know, man. I would have to really beat this game, but it's really enthralled me to beat it once I pick it up. So I'd probably give it a solid 3 out of 5 Chakans.
Okay.
At least so far. I need to beat it to see if the ending's worth it. Actually, I will touch upon that because I didn't touch upon it. The opening scene for that game, edgy as fuck, but it was still really good to watch. I was like,
Okay, it's an
got
old
something
game.
going
You can
for it.
spoil it.
I don't remember most of the opening. I just remember it was edgy as fuck.
It was great. I don't
I'm
recall.
I'm a dude that challenged Death himself, and now Death was like, you know what? You're a bitch. Now you're gonna live forever until you kill all the evil in the world.
That's basically what it is.
Wow. Okay. So Death is a little bit vindictive, is what it sounds like.
Well, he was the greatest warrior of his time. That's why he had to take him so seriously. Like, it's like 90s fucking, I am so misunderstood and a monster and hate everything, that it was ridiculous. That's why I was like, this is fucking rad. Like, this brings me back to the 90s.
Yo, this is a me kind of game.
This is, no, not even. I was never like that. I just remember the 90s as that because of most of the shit that came out.
All right.
Yeah, that's fair.
Do you know what time it is?
Adventure time.
Time
Nope.
for FLMP thing.
FML, but yes.
That's what it is.
It's Fantasy Movie League time, you sons of bitches.
I beat you.
Yay!
Yeah, Klopp's beat me. He's still losing the season, but he fucking beat me this week. But not by much again. Even you, Bonsai, you're only ahead in general by like 4 million.
Blam.
Sure. I think I'm gonna get you this week, though.
I haven't looked at what the picks are this week.
I have.
Yeah.
Already picked.
I haven't either, but check this out. So, Bonsai came in at 59,360,000 and change with the Jack Black movie, The Nun, which I didn't know how that was gonna do, and fucking a whole lot of Unbroken. I don't even know what that movie is.
I don't know either.
And then Physic Warrior came in with the Jack Black movie, Predator, and something about a phone?
That's some horror
You
movie.
are not doing at all a good job of describing these movies.
Nope. And here I was thinking that the Meg was going to bring it home once again, and no, fuck me.
It never happens twice in a row, man.
But it's happened 4 weeks in a row where the Meg brings it home.
Right, you don't keep fucking writing black.
That's fucked up. Why would you say that?
Wow. Wow. Way to take it to a dark place.
I mean, it depends.
I see what you did there.
And I think that Jack Black movie is called That House What's Got Gears in It or something like that.
Is it Gears or Mirrors?
Gears.
Oh, fair enough. No, honestly, I don't give a shit about any of the movies
The house
right now.
with a clock on the walls. That's what it was.
Oh, like Narnia clocks?
No.
Fun fact: this is the movie I thought you guys were talking about earlier.
What? No.
Yeah, you were like edgelords and like preteen stuff. I was like, "Was this the new Jack Black movie?"
No,
Like,
no.
I was
What?
all confused.
But anyway, so far for the week, yes, Bonsai has taken it. But overall, Bonsai has taken it. Fuck you, you piece of shit. By 4 million. Klops, you're right on my heels. Less than 1 million for second place right now. Even though you've never won so far. But it's only week 4. We still have a bunch more weeks, at least 4 more weeks, I believe. So we're taking it to the end.
It's okay. I'm paying more attention this time instead of just not picking.
Okay, now that I'm looking, can we talk a little bit more about this week's picks? Because this is fucking rough.
Okay,
This is
yeah.
hard. This is legitimately hard.
Sure. Let's bring that up.
Sure.
So-
I'm okay with this.
Here's
What
week
we
4.
have for picks this week, so just the new starting stuff, just the brand new stuff that's coming out. Night School, Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish. Haddish is doing really well. Kevin Hart usually does really well. Kind of an adult comedy kind of thing. I can see the movie doing well. You got Smallfoot, kids movie, big animated production kind of thing.
I think that one's gonna
Usually
tank.
do pretty well.
I think
You
that one's
think?
gonna tank. Yeah, I
right.
do. It
No,
looks.
I think the kids are gonna bring it in.
No, kids are back in school. It's closer to Halloween. Like I don't think that one's gonna do
So
well.
we're getting it closer to Halloween. Well, we're there. If we're just talking about new stuff, then you got Hellfest, which honestly, even I looked and I was like, you know, horror's been on an uptick lately. We've been getting a lot more quality horror really recently. Like, not that it's been fucking the next golden age, but horror's starting to step its game up again. So I think Hellfest, we're getting into October. We're getting into spooky season. I think they're kind of pulling the trigger, releasing this week instead of just holding it off for another week or two. But
Does it show you my picks? Like, can you see them?
no, we can't see yours yet. But I'm saying Hellfest, man, might actually do pretty well. Like, and especially going for 128 in your Cineplex.
Yeah, what really upsets me is that sometimes the new movies are worth way too much.
And that's the thing I'm noticing. You really can't play Night School and Smallfoot and then play anything else. So you have to choose whether you're going to play Night School or Smallfoot as your main Cineplex.
Yeah, and I don't know what's going to happen. I might switch it up between ours and the general FML one.
I feel like this is going to be one of those weeks where I'm going to be pissed off that I do better in a different league that is not the metagame league.
Here's to hoping.
Or maybe I'll do well in the metagame and bomb my other ones. I legitimately don't know how to play this week. I don't know.
Well, we will see next episode.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
But anyways, check it out. If you guys want to join our FML league, leave some comments there on the YouTube. It's in 5D.
We're just going to get a comment back that says, no!
Yeah, exactly. Check us out Tuesday nights on twitch.tv/Metagame Network. And just a quick announcement. I believe Klops is going to be at TwitchCon.
Oh, are you going?
Correct me
I
if
was
I'm
thinking
wrong.
about it. I haven't fully decided or committed funds to it yet, but it's a high possibility.
And for me, it's
TwitchCon was fun. Me and Eduardo went to the first one.
I was there.
He was
That's
there.
Where we
Oh, that's right. That's
to be
right.
part of the team.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's where we brought Klops on board there.
I couldn't remember if it was the Twitch one or because we went to the PlayStation Con.
No,
as
the
well. I couldn't
PlayStation
remember
one
which it
was just you and I.
Yeah.
Also, I will say, I can't go to TwitchCon because it's the week after the Vegas trip.
Oh yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah,
That's okay.
So-
I'll still probably go because I want to go. I
For
just haven't
sure.
decided if I want one day or if I'm just going to spend the full 200 for the 3-day pass or whatever.
So if y'all want to meet the beast of a man that is
Yeah.
Klops Wolfbane,
I'll probably try to drag Fallen with me too.
yeah, follow Monolith. If
Well-
you guys see our Tuesday night streams, he's the really aggro one in the background, other than me.
If we're talking about non-official con appearances, I'll be at RetroCon in October 19th through 21st.
And
Oregon.
where is? Yeah, I was gonna say location.
Portland, Oregon,
Oregon.
RetroCon 19th through the 21st of October. I'll be the really sad guy who was supposed to have a lot more money to spend at the RetroCon.
But might be picking me up a Sega.
And then my water line burst, and I have to spend $4,000.
Oh, that means he's having a baby, right? Your water line burst.
Well, his house is having a baby all over the front lawn.
we apparently were hemorrhaging 30 gallons of water a minute. Something like that.
Wait, a minute?
That's what the guy said. He said we
That's
were filling a
insane.
pool every 2 days.
Okay, 30 gallons a minute seems a little much.
It's
Maybe-
a lot, though.
Maybe an
A
hour.
lot of water.
No, yeah, a lot of water.
A lot of water.
Anyways, on that
My
sad
dosing is
note,
very high.
twitch.tv/Metagame Network Tuesday nights for multiplayer night. Check us out on iTunes and Podbean. Also go to 5D Podcast to check out some of the shenanigans there. Last words, Klops?
I was thinking about this before that, and I forgot all my last words.
Bonsai?
I'm broke.
He's broken, ain't no joke.
Need
Bye.
A lot of ramen.
See ya.
Bye. Maybe spawn.